Hello friends, it's Cindy Brumbaugh from CindyLeeBDesigns.com, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Today's card comes from my friend Jackie Walker, and it is a fun fold that has a bookmark that can be cut off of the card. She used the Delightful Wishes stamp set using the dies. Actually didn't use the stamp set, used the Delightful Wishes dies on the front there. And then the inside here with the peach pie. How pretty. Peach pie as her card base. And then she used literally one of my favorite stamp sets, the Courage and Faith, that has the scripture verses in it. And isn't that great? And this would literally be great to put in your favorite devotional or a book that you read each day. And then you would be able to just remind yourself to trust in the Lord with all your heart. And may the Lord bless you and keep you. Love that stamp set. So I'm going to show you how to make this. And notice when it closes there, she has it so that it looks like this ribbon is coming off of here. I thought that was really clever. So I just love that fun fold, but I'm going to use some new products that are coming out. And let me show you what they are. It is the Pattern of Friendship bundle. It has some really great fonts in here. Happy birthday, thanks for being the best, bestie. Friends are the family you choose for yourself. You bring so much joy and laughter to my life. Let's keep in touch. Thinking of you brings a smile to my face. So this is a really great stamp set. It is bundled with this die, the Pattern of Friendship die. I think you can see here, it has stripes in it that actually have little tiny dots in them. So this is going to give a really nice texture to the front of your cards. Easy peasy. So that comes bundled, but of course you can buy them separately as well. But when you buy them as a bundle, you get an extra 10% off. We aren't using this, but I wanted to show you that you can get it with the Pattern of Friendship. I'm also going to be using my Something Fancy dies, and I'm going to be using these two ones here. Okay, you can see that that pattern. It has a little bit of a little on the edges there. Okay, so let's take a look at what we're going to do. Now, you need to have this section. Now, I noticed on Jackie's card, you intuitively would just cut it off with a pair of scissors, but we do have a perforating tool that is on the tips that come with our Take Your Pick tool, that perforating die. So I'm going to show you how to do that. Now you see that there? Can you see that perforation? That would literally show you that you could just easily pull it off. Okay. And if you wanted to, you could kind of you could start it that way so the person would know that to pull that off. But let me show you how to make that. We're going to be using the Everyday Happiness. Everyday Happiness DSP that's in the online exclusives. Really pretty paper with, here, let me pull it out of the plastic so that you can not be seeing that glare. And that Everyday Happiness, it has peacock and wild wheat, which is an outgoing in color. So if you want to start getting those now, get your re-inkers especially, or anything like your ribbons or anything you want to do to match it if you have this color. And it also has peacock and Lost Lagoon and some gray granite in here. So we're going to be using this pattern. This particular DSP has 4 sheets of it. So it is nice if you're going to make multiples, and it has a real pretty floral pattern on the back. We're going to be using that. And there's also a gingham and just some really neat little small geometric patterns there. So we are going to be using that Everyday Happiness. Once again, you find that in the online exclusives. To start out, we're going to start out with an 11-inch piece of our cardstock, but it's 5.5 inches tall. So that means you're only going to get one card out of a sheet of cardstock, but save off that other piece that's there because you're going to use it again, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to score it at, I like to use the smaller scoring. We're going to score it at 4 1/4. And then the next one is going to be at 8 1/2. Instead of scoring it, I'm going to show you how I use my perforating tool on my Take Your Pick tool. I always pop that little, I love with this Simply Scored how it just, and I throw this around everywhere and it's always stayed nice and tight in there. So I pull this down a little bit from the top of my scoring tool. You could probably, I'm not sure if that would reach down into our trimmer or not, but go over to the 8 1/2, okay? And put your perforating tool right at the 8 1/2, okay? and then start and make sure you feel it down into your paper and to keep a nice pressure on that. Now, I went a little crooked there, didn't I? I did go crooked. It went crooked. I slipped. So you know what? I wonder, no, I have to try that again. So I'm just going to do that again. It just goes to show, somebody had a really great thing about, it's not that you made a mistake, it's how you fixed your mistake. So I told her I was always going to remember that. So that mistake is okay, because you know what I'll do? I'll use all this on something else. Okay? All right, so we're coming back again. And we're going to do this right. We're going to do 4 1/4, 4 1/4. Remember, this is 11 and this is 5 1/2. We're going to go to get our scoring, our perforating tool right in, ooh, I was writing the wrong one, in the 8 1/2. And I'm going to start going down. I'm going to make pressure going nice and slow and nice and straight. Now you have it perforated there, and that'll be the part that they will tear off. And like I said, just give them a little bit of help on that and they'll know exactly what to do. So that is actually our card base. And then, so that Take Your Pick tool has this rotary perforating blade. It also has the spatula and all that. But if you have your Take Your Pick tool that has the different pieces on it, the putty and the lifter, the poker, piercer, definitely pick up the attachments that go along with it. It has an X-Acto knife in there. I'm not sure where mine is. I have a whole bunch of them in here, as you can see, and I store them in this little baggie. But it definitely is something you want to get. And that was a perfect use of that perforating tool. Okay, so now you can see where this card is going to go. This is going to be the front of the card, and then this card folds in, right? Okay, so we want to decorate the outside of this card. Now, I'm using this really pretty pattern. Remember, I told you it has these little vine and also has this floral. Now, I wanted to do something fun on the front and use half of this, cut it on a diagonal. So what I did is, now think of it this way. If you wanted to have one pattern on the one corner and one pattern on the other corner, like I want to do here, in your head, think how you need to do that. So think you have to put these two pieces this way together. So if you're doing this half pattern, you cut two pieces and you end up making two cards, but you can't cut this and then flip this one over because it won't work that way. So take the two patterns together, but really in your head, you need to think, okay, I want this on the bottom and this on the top. So if I cut them like this will be on the top, this will be on the bottom, then this would be on top and the other pattern. So you would get two cards out of it. So can you see that? This was the bottom there, and that was the top. So I just stuck them right on top of each other, making sure that the vine was going the way I wanted it to, and then put the two patterns that are the same together if you want to do something like this type of pattern, okay? So I cut them, and then I'm putting them onto a 4 by 5 1/4 piece of the peacock. Now I'm going to show you my little thing that I did here, of course, is I cut out the two labels I'm going to be using, because I am going to put happy birthday on the front, and I'm going to put happy birthday on the front of my card using this great stamp set here, the Pattern of Friendship. And then I'm going to put on the bookmark part, I'm going to be putting the Think of You Brings a Smile to My Face. So every time they use it, they can know that they make you happy. So we're going to be putting that right on to there. So I went ahead and cut them out of this piece here, okay? Now, this piece 4 by 5 1/4, to put these on here, I'm going to tape them together. Okay, I'm going to just, and because I cut them at the same time, they have the same. Now, where is my tape? Where is my tape? I was just using it. The reason why I want to use the tape, guys, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to just do this right now because I know where the tape is. It's out in my kitchen. I just moved recently and everything is in disarray. So I'm just going to pretend this is tape here, and I'm going to improvise here because it will take me a minute to get my Scotch tape. But the reason why I want this to be put together is because, there we go, I wanted to put this little strip here to give some fun detail to the card too, because this is going to just dress up that whole front of the card. Okay, so you would have just taken Scotch tape there, but I went ahead. Actually, I could have put just like a circle or something under there. But now I can put this on. Let me get my glue here. And I'm going to just put that right over this diagonal. There we go. I guess you can't see the glue, but I can. Okay. And then I'm just going to put this right across that diagonal and see that it just gives some. And then you'll see, you can actually look at the back and try to get that to be right on the corner there. And then we can trim that with our snips. Looking at this side. There we go. Snip that off there. All right. Snip here. There we go. And snip there. Okay, so notice I wanted this here because on my bookmark part, I wanted the pattern to go a little. Now, if you make the second one, you might want to turn this over, have the floral one here, and then put the floral over here. So like, for instance, if you cut them and they would have a little bit different, a little distance between them, but because I'm doing it this way, it kind of, the pattern went that way. This paper is so pretty. I love this paper. Love the colors. Okay, so this piece here now is going to go on to the piece that we you think I'm pretty strong now trying to get this glue out. Okay. Whatever happened to just getting a brand new glue, huh, Cindy? There we go. I go around the edges there. Why am I doing the edges? Because you know I have those holes there. I'll have to wait to get some there. Alrighty. And I started out, I'm so sorry, I forgot to tell you, this piece, because we're layering it on a 4 by 5 1/4, it's 3 3/4 by 5. 3 3/4 by 5. And then you just lay that on there. And you see how that nice little leftover piece of strip that, of course, if you look in my pretty peacock drawer, you'll see lots of little strips there. Never throw anything away. And then I would put that, I'm going to open up the card, on the front of my card. So here we go. All right, this is going on the front. And what I just did was, you can see this is the way the card will go. I just opened it this way so that I could see the outside of the card. It's easier to see the border and the score lines. So you just pop that pretty peacock with a nice contrast from the Lost Lagoon. And now that's the front of the card. And then we have the inside. And what I did is I did 4 by 5 1/4. That's going to go on this inside. But to keep with that the theme of having the border, I went ahead and put a piece of 1-inch peacock, 1 inch high by 4, and then I'm putting 3/4 on the inside. Now this, I think, would look pretty either way with the floral or the vining. But I think I'm going to do the floral because this is going to go here. So I'm going to put the floral. So let's just go ahead and put that. I stamped in the pretty peacock. I sent a picture to one of my consultants that I said, hey, peacock or Lost Lagoon? And they said peacock. So I went with the peacock. But see how you could do this as well. But I decided to do stripe, stripe, floral, floral. So I'm going to put this as a floral. So like two of one pattern, 2 of the other. Okay. I love how the gray granite is in there. Now I can see, I wonder if I can push this at all. It's a tiny, tiny bit of white showing there. Don't mess with it. You mess with it, it's going to be really messed up. So I'm just sticking that. Once again, the peacock was 1 inch high, so the DSP was 3/4 inch, okay? And then that goes on the inside of our card. Put glue on the top and a little on the sides. Don't squiggle because that will give you lumpy bumpies. Okay, and then we put that right in that 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inch section with a 1/8 inch border around it with that fun sentiment in there. Oh, love, love, love. And then this piece is going to be layered on here, and it's going to be our bookmark. Now we can go ahead and put that on. Leave a little bit of the top open because we're going to hole punch for our bookmark to put some twine in there. Okay, now that last section here measures, that last section measures 2 1/2. So I made my peacock 2 1/4 and my DSP 2 inches. Okay, so the DSP, I'm sorry. It's 2 1/4 for the peacock, and the DSP should be 2 inches. Okay, so this was 2 1/2. I went down to 2 1/4 for the peacock and then 2 inches for the DSP. And then this was 5 1/2, so that means the peacock was 5 1/4 and the DSP was 5. Okay, and we can go ahead and glue that because that whole part gets taken off. But once again, I'm leaving a little bit of space there because I'm going to put that hole punch. And then you just pop that on to the section that's going to be pulled off as a bookmark. Then I'm going to take an old trusty friend of mine, my old handheld crocodile. We are coming out with some great tag. Well, actually, by the time this video is, you should be able to see them. But I am just going to use my crocodile here. And I'm trying to get right in the middle there. Okay, I've got a hole punch there, and I'm going to stick some of this wild wheat twine in there. Pop that there, pull it through, and it adds that element of the other color that's in that DSP. It gives you that. Did I want to do it this way or do I want to do it? I'm always wondering which way to do it, this way or do it this way. I think I had it right that time. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so there is our twine for our bookmark. And then we're going to put this label on the peacock. And remember, I was very savvy with my paper, and I used the peacock from the bordering on the front of the card. I'm not popping this up because it is going to go in a book, and the card, Isn't that just so neat? Such a great idea. Thank you, Jackie, for this idea here. And like I said, it's just perforated right there. You can just show, like you could actually rip it so that they know it's going to come off. Okay, now this is going to fold in here. And then we want to do the front here with another, the same size as this one. Oh, but we can do some fancy on there. So do we want to pop up? I'm going to turn it this way. I have a little bow made. So do I want to pop up the, do I want to pop up, excuse me, yeah, I think I want to pop it up from the peacock because it gives a real nice look having the label. Let's see, that look about right for the middle. Okay. And then this would be our happy birthday. And then we can just pop a little bow on there. Or do we put it? No, it doesn't kind of fit. It fits actually up here. Okay, so let's go ahead. Do we want to pop that like that? No, it's a little too bulky. So I think we're just going to glue this down since we have the dimensionals under the peacock. We'll do the happy birthday there. Isn't that just such a nice, fun font? Okay, so we're going to pop on with a glue dot. I did see those. I do know where those are. And let's see, there's one right there. Might actually put two. There we go. And I'm just going to stick that up here in the corner. So we have a little embellishment on the outside. There we go. And now we can close up that card. And isn't that fun? Oh, I love this. You could put some more jubies on there, as my friend Lori would call them, little jubies. But I think just the ribbon there, boom, done. Make sure you're checking how much cards are weighing these days, because when I went to the post office to mail my card, they said, oh, I know that's going to need an extra stamp. And I said, no, it won't. No, it won't. But I came home and weighed it, and it did need an extra stamp. So just, you know, check and see. They have extra ounce ones that aren't the full forever cost of like 73 or 4 cents. So just get some they're called extra ounce stamps. So then you're just putting that on there. But is that pretty or what? So we went from being inspired by Jackie's bright and cheerful card and making one with new product. So there you go. Happy birthday. You bring so much joy and laughter to my life. Thinking of you brings a smile on my face. Isn't that great? So don't forget that Stampin' Up! Has online exclusives now. This stamp set, this DSP, were in the online exclusives. So if you don't go online, you're going to miss a lot of fun stuff. When you go to the Stampin' Up! Website or you go to my blog, subscribe, CindyLeeBDesigns.com, on the right-hand corner, you will see a shop button. It'll take you to the front page. It'll say at the top, Shopping with Cindy Brumbaugh. And on that left-hand side, if you hit menu, then up pops a couple, like I think 6 squares, and it says online exclusives. Press that button, online exclusives, and then you'll see all the stuff that's online exclusives. You'll also see all the last chance products, which are now, even when we retire our next catalog, everything goes into the last chance list. So we won't even have like a retiring list. It'll just go over there. And hopefully that's going to make it easier for everyone involved. But fun, fun. Everyday Happiness is this beautiful paper. And the stamp set is Pattern of Friendship. And it's a real power-packed bundle because it has this great die with it, the Pattern of Friendship die. So I hope you try making one of these. And I would say if you don't have the perforating blade, you definitely want to put that on your order. And if not, I'm sure that the person getting the card, like Jackie did, would just cut it right there. Or you could actually cut it down like an inch or so on the top or the bottom, and then they would know to finish it. Okay, so I hope you make one of those. If you do, please take a pic, and you could text it to me, Cindy, at 724-323-2296, or email cindyleeb@gmail.com. I love to get happy mail and happy text showing what you're doing in your craft room. Thanks for buzzing by, friends.